Curtis Jordan. I'm Olivia's sister.
You're my sister?
Yeah, I think so.
Or are you my brother?
Oh, we started that. At first, lots of it I don't remember, but, it's definitely different going over to, let's say I go over to, a friend's house and you see their mom there, and you always wonder, what it's like if your real mom was still alive. So that was always in my head, seeing my friends and seeing their moms and kind of wondering what it would be like if our mom was still alive. So it was definitely different, and that was probably the main thing that I've noticed throughout the years. Young age, I couldn't, it was hard because we had dad. He was basically mom and dad for us. At first, it was hard for both of us, obviously, but as the years went on, it got easier to accept and realize how life changed for us. There's obviously negative things to it, we were sad for a while, but you start to realize that some things can be a blessing, even though it was so bad for us. It turns into a blessing because you get to meet Lori. She comes into our life. So definitely I felt some pain, and I'm not saying I still don't feel it to this day, because I still go to a friend's house and wonder what it would still be like, and I get sad sometimes. People say things to me about, what's your mom's name? But I'll be like, oh, well, my stepmom is Lori. And so that brings up feelings for me. But the whole grieving process, I feel like that went by quick for us because Dad helped to get us to realize that there's some positive things that we can get out of it. So I think after years of going through this, we realized that there's positive things you can get out of it. I've learned anything can happen. God has a plan for everyone. It could happen to anyone. Don't take things for granted, because we saw our mom sitting in a hospital bed, and you learn that you can't take anything for granted because it can happen to you at any time. I learned that cancer is not something to play around with. Seeing Mom in the hospital all those years, it kind of sucked. I remember asking Dad one day if she was gonna make it out of the hospital, and we were in I think we were in a Sam's Club, because I remember exactly. We were at Sam's Club, and I asked him that, and he responded. He was like, yeah, she's gonna be fine. So you learn a lot of things from it, positive and negative things. Football, not just for pain that I felt from losing Mom, other things, but football's such a physical sport. It's the perfect sport to get things out. You do bad on a test, you have a football game, and you can come off the line and hit someone as hard as you can, and it's acceptable, and they want you to do that. It's acceptable to hit someone, so it's really easy to get your anger out. Even at practice, every day at practice, you're hitting someone every day. You have a bad day, or something goes on at home. It's definitely easier to get your anger out, and it really helps sometimes. My mom died of breast cancer. During that whole month, every game, during October, we got to wear pink, and there's actually, I think, sophomore year, For JV, we weren't allowed to wear pink, but the team actually went up to one of our coaches, and was like, "Hey, like, Curtis's mom died of breast cancer, so he should be allowed to wear pink," which I respected from my teammates. And so every time, I remember one day my towel fell off during the game, and I had a pink towel, and I tossed it to the sideline, and Dad ran over and picked it up for me, and he threw it back to me. He was like, "Play for Mom," and that really helped. I was like, okay, that got me excited to go back in and play. So there are multiple times during those pink games that I would think of Mom before the game and play for her. The game of football taught me lots of things. It taught me to always give it your all, because I remember at practice every day the coaches would be screaming in your ear, and you wouldn't give it your all in practice, and it'd come game time, and that would reflect because you wouldn't be prepared. So if that reflects school, for instance, give it your all studying, and you'll be prepared for a test. Football resembles a lot in life. You can relate a lot of things in football to life, which is why it's such a fun and great sport. So there's lots of things that I learned from football that I can relate to my life every day.
Go ahead.
I also learned that to keep family close with football, because your teammates is such a big part of the football team. So you're always taught to keep them close and play for them. So you can always relate that to real life, keeping family close, living life for your family.